In this video we'll see what is multiple random variables, and we will try to work out with the cumulative distribution function, probability density function, and the probability mass function, and then the expectation related information on these multiple random variables. One assumption is we are considering two random variables. Okay, the assumption what we are trying to consider is we are working out with two random variables. So when I speak about two random variables, we also call this as joint random variables, or we will also call it as bivariate random variables. Okay, so we do call this as joint or bivariate random variables. So let me tell you the definition of what is multiple random variables. So I hope you people have watched all the videos on single random variables which I have posted earlier. So therefore this would be the continuation of that particular module where we are going to learn multiple random variables. Okay, multiple random variables is what we are going to learn here. So let us look into the definition. So let S be the sample space, let S be the sample space, Now sample space in the sense you find out many vectors in that particular sample space of any random experiment, So you find out many random variables in those sample space, which can also be a vector anyhow. So let S be the sample space of any random experiment, and let us consider X and Y. Let us consider X and Y are the two Let us consider X and Y are the two random variables, then the pair small x comma small y is called bivariate random variables, random variables of two-dimensional random vector, Okay, so therefore we do call, when we consider two different random variables x and y, and if I take any pair of variables x and y in those random variable x and y, then we can call that small x and small y is some value in x and y. Okay, so x and y is what we have in a sample space where you got the result because of the random experiment. X would be one random experiment and y would be another random experiment where the result is been obtained. In that random experiment you can have various values, which is nothing but that small x and small y which I have written. Therefore if you consider a process based on this total pair x comma y, then we can call it as bivariate random variables of two-dimensional random vector. Okay, so therefore if two random variables are discrete, we use joint PMF, probability mass function, and joint cumulative distribution function. So we use joint. We will define now what is joint PMF, joint CDF and all. Okay, if the two random variables are discrete, we use joint PMF and joint CDF. Now if the two random variables are continuous, if two random variables are continuous, then we use joint PDF, probability density function, and joint CDF. Anyway, cumulative distribution function comes in both variables, whereas we use PMF for discrete, whereas we use PDF we use in continuous. Okay, now we will try to learn the definition of all these distribution functions. Okay, so the first distribution function here is joint cumulative distribution function. Joint cumulative distribution function, or we call it as joint CDF, or we call it as bivariate CDF. Bivariate CDF. Okay, so all the name given to the same joint cumulative distribution function. Okay, what is the definition? Okay, so if I consider any two random variables, let me consider a pair of random variables x and y, small x and small y, that the random variable capital X would be less than or equal to a, where a is some specified value of x, where a is some specified value of x, and the random variable y is less than or equal to again a, where this a is some specified value of y, then the joint PDF is given by, f x y of x comma y will be equal to probability of x being less than or equal to x, or y being less than or equal to y. So this comma means it is nothing but p of x being less than or equal to x intersection y being less than or equal to small y, where small x can be any specified value a and y can also be some specified value a in the random variable y. Okay, so this is the mathematical formula for a joint random variable for which joint probability density, the cumulative, sorry, this is not PDF, it is joint CDF. The joint CDF is given by. Okay, so therefore once we define the cumulative distribution function, we need to know what are the properties. Okay, let me go with the properties of cumulative distribution function. So here once we define the cumulative distribution function, now in single random variable we have seen that the cumulative distribution function is been distributed, or the range of values where the cumulative distribution function would be between 0 and 1. Therefore, the first property is fxy of x comma y is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. Okay, so that is the first property what we have. The second property is, let me consider to apply limit for this cumulative distribution function by considering x tending to infinity and y tending to infinity. Then with this limit, the cumulative distribution function would be equal to fxy of infinity comma infinity, where fxy of infinity comma infinity is actually equal to 1. Coming to the third property, where the third property says limit, you take only the variable x tending to infinity, then we do get fxy of, so it's actually minus infinity. Let me consider it as minus infinity. Then fxy of minus infinity comma y would be equal to 0. Okay, now fourth property, let me take limit y tends to minus infinity. Therefore fxy, so I think I would write here first fxy of x comma y, then I would apply the limit and write fxy of minus infinity comma y, which is equal to 0. So here fxy of x comma y I'll write. So when I apply the limit, it becomes fxy of x comma minus infinity, which is again equal to 0. Now if I apply the limit with plus infinity that would be the fifth property. So if I say limit x tends to infinity, fxy of x comma y, which would be equal to fxy of, applying the limit becomes infinity comma y, so that would be equal to fy of y. It would give you the cumulative distribution function of only the random variable y. Similarly, if I take limit y tends to infinity, fxy of x comma y, then this would be equal to fxy of x comma infinity. This would give me the cumulative distribution function of the random variable x. So this is what the the cumulative distribution function, the very important properties. We do have last one, seventh one. Let me tell you that. What is that? Probability of x1 being less than x and less than or equal to x2. It means that capital X random variable is between the range of values x1 and x2, and y being less than or equal to y, then we would get this to be equal to fxy of x2 comma y minus fxy of x1 comma y. Okay, x1 comma y. Similarly, probability of x being less than or equal to x, okay, the capital X, let me write the capital X being less than or equal to x, where y being greater than y1 and less than or equal to y2, then I can write this as fxy of x comma y2 minus fxy of x comma y1. So this is the other two properties of the multiple random variable when I consider two random variables. Okay, so I hope you people are clear with all the properties that we have in the cumulative distribution function. Okay, so earlier in fifth and sixth property, whatever we found, fifth and sixth individual probability cumulative distribution function which we have found, they are actually called as, which is fy of y and fx of x, which we have found, are actually called as marginal CDFs, marginal cumulative distribution functions. It's not joint CDFs, it is marginal cumulative distribution functions. Okay, marginal cumulative distribution functions. So you should keep this definition in your mind. Okay, now we'll go for the next discussion. So we have discussed all the properties of the cumulative distribution function. I hope there is one more thing which I want to tell you, which can be considered as eighth property. If the x and y, random variable x and y, are considered to be independent, are considered to be statistically independent, statistically independent, then we can say the total joint cumulative distribution function fxy of x comma y would be equal to fx of x multiplied by fy of y. So this is the very important property. You get the marginal CDFs by the property fifth and sixth. Now you can apply that fifth and sixth values to the property 8 to find out the total cumulative distribution function when x and y random variables are considered to be statistically independent. Okay, so I hope you got it. So I hope all the properties and the definition of cumulative distribution function is clear to you. Let us go with the next definition, joint probability density function. Joint probability density function, which is called as joint PDF, or it can also be called as bivariate PDF. Okay, so what is joint probability density function? So the joint probability density function, let us again define it. Now again, let x comma y be the pair of continuous random variables. So this continuous word is very important because PDF is been used in continuous random variables. So let x comma y be the pair of continuous random variables or continuous bivariate random variables. This word is important, continuous bivariate random variables with CDF to be equal to, with cumulative distribution function fxy of xy, x comma y, then the joint probability density function is given by f. So we always denote the joint PDF by a small f here. So it is f xy of x comma y would be equal to the double derivative in terms of x and y. You are going to differentiate. I hope if you remember the single random variable when we discussed, where we defined PDF for single random variable, we found the probability density function by differentiating the cumulative distribution function, right? So in the same way, even for the joint probability density function, we try to differentiate the joint CDF, where we normally go with the double derivative. So it is dou square fxy of x comma y divided by dou x and dou. So you are going to differentiate the cumulative distribution function both in terms of x and y. So you are going to differentiate both in terms of x and y. You are going to differentiate the cumulative distribution function so that you get the probability density function. Okay. Therefore, the joint CDF can also be expressed now as the joint CDF can also be expressed as, how can you express? I told you, when PDF is differentiation of CDF, then we can say CDF is integration of PDF. Therefore, I can say fxy of x comma y would be equal to integration of. So you do the double integration. You did double differentiation to get the joint CDF PDF, whereas now I do double integration to get joint CDF. So double integration with minus infinity to plus y, and again with minus infinity to plus x, fxy of x comma y dx dy. So with this expression you can easily find out what is the joint cumulative distribution function. What is the joint cumulative distribution function? Okay. Now we will go with the properties of joint PDF. Now we'll learn what are the properties of joint PDF. So what are the properties of joint PDF? So the first property is similar to the property what we discussed in the single random variable, where there we used to write fx of x is greater than or equal to 0. Similarly here also in the double or bivariate random variable, we say that the joint probability density function is always greater than or equal to 0. That is the first property. The second property, the area covered by this joint PDF is always equal to 1, which we also wrote for single random variable. So it is minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to plus infinity, fxy of x comma y dx dy is always equal to 1. This is the second property. Then the third property is when I take the probability of x being greater than x1, less than or equal to x2, and y being greater than y1 and less than or equal to y2, then I can say this would be equal to integration of y1 to y2, integration of x1 to x2, integrating the PDF in terms of y1 to y2 and in terms of x1 to x2 dx dy. So this is the third property what you can have in the probability density function. Now the fourth property is to find out the marginal PDFs. So what are the marginal PDFs that we come across? So you can find out the marginal PDF by integrating the joint PDF. So when I want the marginal PDF of x variable, I would go on integrating the probability density function, joint probability density function in terms of y. Okay, if I need a marginal PDF of x random variable, which is fx of x, then I am going to integrate this joint PDF in terms of y. Similarly, if I want the marginal PDF of the random variable y, then I am going to integrate this joint PDF in terms of x. So very simple, you want marginal PDF of x, you integrate the joint PDF in terms of y. You want marginal PDF of random variable y, then you integrate the joint PDF in terms of x. Very simple. Now the next property is fifth property. So in fifth property, when two variables x and y are considered to be statistically independent, then the total, so we know that the cumulative distribution function earlier we have defined for the statistical independent, where we can say it is fx of x into fx of y. So this is what cumulative distribution function we seen. Therefore you see that it is nothing but dou square fxy of x comma y by dou x dou y would be equal to dou by dou x of fxy of x comma y, dou by dou x of the marginal PDF, which is fx of x, so marginal CDF fx of x, multiplied by dou y of marginal y random variable CDF. So therefore I can say the joint probability function fxy of x comma y would be equal to fx of x multiplied by fy of y. So therefore even for joint PDF we see that when x and y are the random variables, when they both are statistically independent, we see that the total joint PDF would be equal to the product of two marginal PDFs. Okay, so this is the independent property. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the definition of the PDF. Now we will try to learn next concept, which is the conditional PDF. Let us see what is conditional PDF. Let us see what is conditional PDF. So what is conditional PDF? A PDF, which is a probability density function, is said to be conditional PDF. Okay, conditional PDF when one random variable out of two random variable has a fixed value, So you will have two random variables in which one is fixed and another one is varied. Now you find out the variation of another one in terms of fixing the one more random variable. So that is what conditional PDF is all about. Okay. Here suppose we have two random variables x and y, and assume x is fixed to value n, s is fixed to some value n, then the conditional PDF is given by f y of y by n, which is nothing but condition in terms of y when n is fixed, is equal to f xy of n comma y divided by fx of n, divided by fx of n. So this would be the conditional PDF term, okay, where fx of n is actually the marginal density of x, marginal probability density function of random variable x, or you can just say marginal density of x. Okay, so this is what the conditional PDF is all about. You try to find out the variation of another random variable by fixing the one more random variable. Okay, so your x is fixed to n, y is varied, and we find out what would be the conditional PDF of this random variable y by fixing the value of x to n. Okay, now if I go on to the properties of conditional PDF, let us see what are the properties of conditional PDF. The first property, so the first property says conditional PDF is always a non-negative function. Conditional PDF is always a non-negative function, a non-negative function. Okay, conditional PDF is always a non-negative function because we know that it's a ratio of two different PDFs here. If you see here, it is a ratio of two different PDFs, and definitely PDF is always greater than 0. We know that always the PDFs are greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, the ratio of two different PDFs should always be a non-negative function. Okay, so that is the reason why we say the conditional probability density function is always a non-negative function. Okay, the second property is, so I can say with this definition I can say f y of y by n, okay, f y of y by n is always greater than or equal to 0. Okay, or I can also say f x of n by y is always greater than or equal to 0. Both can be used here. Okay, both are the same formulas with different conditions. So n is fixed and y is varied. So you try to find out the variation of fixed value n in terms of variation of y. So it's a conditional PDF. So you take one value to be fixed and the other value to be varied. That is what it is, conditional probabilities. So the second property is the area under conditional PDF, the area under conditional PDF is unity. Okay, the area under conditional PDF is unity. Therefore, integration of minus infinity to plus infinity fy of y by n dy is always equal to 1. Okay, that is the second property. Third property, the conditional PDF reduces the marginal PDF. The conditional PDF reduces to marginal PDF when both x and y are statistically independent. So this is one thing which you should know about the property related to the conditional probability density function. It means that fxy of n comma y is equal to f x of n multiplied by Fy of y. That is what it means. Applying this formula for the conditional Fy of y by n, which was equal to Fxy of n comma y divided by Fx of n, then I would say Fy of y by n would be equal to Fxy of n comma y is what? Due to independent, statistical independent of x and y property, we got Fx of n multiplied by Fy of y divided by Fx of n. So therefore this both gets cancelled. You are left out with the marginal PDF of y. Okay, the marginal PDF of y. I used everywhere capital F. It is all small f, because capital F is always a cumulative distribution function, so we can use a small f here always. So it is Fxy, Fxn, Fy of n, Fxn. So this is Fx of n, Fy of y. Finally you are left out with Fy of y. Okay. So similarly I can also do for the other one, where I can also say Fx of n by y can be written as Fxy of n comma y divided by Fy of y. So this can also be written in terms of conditional probability density function. This I will write this as Fx of n multiplied by Fy of y, and that would be divided by Fy of y. Therefore this both gets cancelled. You will be left out with Fx of n. So this is again a marginal PDF of x when x is fixed to value n. Okay, so this is all about the joint conditional PDF which we have seen in terms of two random variables when we take. Okay. Let us now look into the joint probability mass function. So joint probability mass function, okay, which is nothing but joint PMF, or it is also called as bivariate PMF. Bivariate PMF. So let us see what is the definition of the joint probability mass function. So here the joint probability mass function is defined by the joint PMF of two discrete random variables. Keep this in mind, it is for discrete random variables is given by Pxy of xi comma yi would be equal to probability of x being equal to xi intersection y being equal to yi. Okay, so let me go with capital y being equal to yi. So this is the definition. Okay, so probability, so the joint probability mass function is given by the probability of x being equal to xi intersection y being equal to yi. So here this is the definition, and the properties of PMF, if we see properties of joint PMF, if we try to see, the first property would be, so the first property would be equal to probability Pxy of xi comma yi is always greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 1. So this is the first property. So the range of the probability mass function is actually between 0 and 1. Second property is, as we all know, for a discrete random variable we don't take integration, we normally take a summation symbol. Okay, the summation, and we take a double summation here because of the joint random variable. Xi is one summation, yi is another summation. So if you add all this joint probability mass function, different joint probability mass function where I is varying from 1, 2, 3, so on n, you will be getting equal to 1. So I hope you should know that the addition of different probability values will always be equal to 1. So therefore the probability mass function can be between 0 and 1. Therefore you add all different probability mass functions that you have in terms of I being 1 to n, we will be able to get the result as 1. Okay. So the third property is very simple, marginal PMFs. So if I want to define what is marginal PMFs, then the marginal PM of x variable would be equal to summing of the y variables, let me take yj, pxy of xi comma yj, where j being equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on n, and the x random variable is fixed to the value xi. Okay, x random variable will be fixed to the value xi. So you add these different probability mass functions in terms of y variable where xi is fixed, then we will be getting the probability mass function of xi. So we get marginal PMF of x random variable. Similarly, if I want to find out what is py of y of yj, py of yj would be equal to summation of xi, where pxy of xi comma yj. So you add the values based on the value of xi now. Okay, you add the values of the probability mass function in terms of xi. Okay, so therefore now the I will be equal to 1, 2, 3 so on n. Okay, I will be equal to 1, 2, 3 so on n. So yj will be fixed, y will be fixed to the value yj. Okay, y will be fixed to the value yj, whereas you try to sum up different values in terms of xi. That is these are the two marginal PMFs that we have. We normally use this in probability mass function definition. Now if I say when x and y are statistically independent, like earlier we saw, if I say x and y are statistically independent, then the total pxy of xi comma yj would be equal to px of xi multiplied by py of yj. So that is what you find out, px of xi and py of yj with these two formulas, and then you try to find out the total joint probability mass function by the product of two different marginal probability mass function. Okay, so these are the three different main properties in terms of the probability mass function. So I hope you people are clear with what would be the definition of the joint cumulative distribution function, joint probability density function, then joint probability mass function. Fine. So in my next video we'll see what is the bivariate expectations, means the mean that we find out for two random variables. Okay, thank you.